094 95 42965.
Good morning, Stephen Kerr. Good morning.
Tommy, how are you doing?
I'm well. You sent me a very short email. You say you were physically manhandled yesterday. You were dragged out of a crowded room. Was this during a press conference with Taoiseach Enda Kenny?
This was yesterday, in the Welcome Inn Hotel in Castlebar. It was the official launch of the Mayo Youth Mental Health Initiative.
Yeah.
Very, a great initiative, brilliant.
By the way, were you invited to this or did you just turn up?
Well, I actually rang them. I knew it was on yesterday, so I rang in the morning and I asked, was it open to the public? And they asked me how many people is coming because it's kind of full. And I said, it's just myself, just a local man, I'd like to attend it. And they said, no problem, go on ahead. So it was as simple as that, really. On arrival, you register, you just leave your name, and that's it.
Okay, but you did arrive with an agenda, Stephen, because I know you have had this bit between your teeth in relation to the link that you believe is very much there between fluoride in our water and depression in our people.
Well, I wanted to ask the Taoiseach a question, that's true, yeah.
So you did go with an agenda, which nothing wrong with that, by the way, but I'm just making that point because I wanted to challenge you on this idea that you were physically manhandled, dragged out from the crowded room. Was that exactly how it was?
That's I can describe what happened to you. That's exactly how it was, yeah. Do you want me to tell you what happened?
Yeah, okay.
Well, basically, I arrived yesterday and there was a top table there. I arrived about a half an hour, 20 minutes early. And I saw someone who looked like they were kind of directing proceedings. So I asked them what time or will there be a question and answer period, which they told me there wouldn't. So that was fine. So I sat there. I suppose it went on for about 2.5 hours, the whole event. And, I decided, when it was over, everyone was kind of surrounding the Taoiseach and mingling, shaking hands and saying hello and whatever, asking questions about this, that, the other. So I just kind of stood in line, basically, and Gerard Deere, who I think is an assistant to the Taoiseach, came over and kind of intercepted me really and said, Stephen, no questions. And I said, well, Gerard, I'm just going to ask a quick question of the Taoiseach.
Yeah, but Stephen, with respect, and I'm not cutting over here, and I'm not trying to defend anybody, but if you were told in advance that there was not a questions and answers session, then that means there was no questions. So weren't they within their rights to say to you, look, no questions?
I asked, I was referring to during the presentation, during the whole initiative, will there be a to and fro of questions to the Taoiseach and to the panel? Now, I was told there wasn't, so obviously I didn't interrupt at all during it. But like this, Tommy, I mean, at the end, everyone goes and has a word with the Taoiseach. Now, I mean, I often send emails to the Taoiseach, to county council members in Mayo here about this issue. One going back 3 weeks ago, where I sent this specific report, which I wanted to highlight with the Taoiseach. I sent this to our county council members, and I asked them, will they just confirm receipt of this email? This was nearly 3 weeks ago, and I haven't got, as far as I know, I haven't got one confirmation email. Now, the reason I was there yesterday is because this study is the biggest, most extensive study ever carried out in Ireland.
By whom?
By a man named Declan Waugh. He's based in County Cork. His company is Enviro Management Services. Declan is chartered water manager, chartered waste manager, chartered environmentalist, environmental auditor, environmental scientist, awarded 2009 Cork Environmental Forum Award for outstanding individual contribution to the environment. His CV goes on. I'm going to stop there.
Yeah, but what is he saying in a nutshell?
He look at his report. Actually, Tommy, it's a great name for the report. It's 300 and something pages long, and it's called "Human Toxicity, Environmental Impact, and Legal Implications of Water Fluoridation." Now, within that, there's numerous studies which mention depression and its links with fluoride. So there was a hard copy sent to the Taoiseach and to the Minister for Health and the expert body on fluorides, of which the vice chairman is from Castlebar.
How long ago was this?
This was in February.
Okay, now in fairness, getting through a 300-page report, doesn't happen overnight.
That's true. But there hasn't even been, as far as I know again, there hasn't even been receipt. Sorry if you can hear the dog barking.
It's all right.
There hasn't even been receipt of that document being received.
Okay. Anyway, so basically you just wanted to make the Taoiseach aware of this report, or what was your question?
My question was really, I suppose my first question was, are you would the Taoiseach be aware of studies pointing out the link between depression and fluoride? And there would have been a follow-up question if you said no. It would have been, have you received this document that was sent in February? It was as simple as that, really. I'm just trying to follow up here because.
Okay, but you could have done that with any of the Taoiseach's entourage, couldn't you?
Well, I mean, for example, Gerdair is his assistant. Maybe I could have taken it with him, but the problem was I didn't even get to look the Taoiseach in the eye. I was literally lifted up, grabbed. You might see the bouncer in the video I posted on YouTube. He's a very big man, and I was literally dragged out of a crowded room in front of everyone, like a criminal, which I say in the video. And I didn't even get to look the Taoiseach in the eye, or to shake his hand, or to say hello, or to address him, or anything.
So you say so much for democracy.
I do, yeah. I mean,
or what's censorship, whatever you want to call it.
We're about to be charged for this water, and I'm not going to pay for it. Well, I mean, okay, I don't think I wouldn't pay for it anyway. I mean, but I don't know how this is going to pan out. But it's just, it's disgraceful, really.
Yeah. How did this manhandling end up on YouTube? I mean, somebody had to video it.
Well, I actually had. There was some entertainment during the event. There was people playing drums and bits and pieces. So I had my camera. Now, when I was actually going up there, I had the camera in my hand. And luckily, I never had it turned off.
Yeah, but why had you the camera in your hand, Stephen?
Well, I suppose you never know what's going to happen, Tommy. I mean, for example, I was lifted out, and for anyone watching, they wouldn't have known what happened. I just looked like some sort of troublemaker. And
when you were brought outside the door, were you just dropped?
I was pretty much just kind of left outside the door there. I tried to ask I think he was a Gardaí. He looked like he had a Garda badge on him anyway. The bouncer, the security man, and I asked him, why did you do this? I was just trying to ask a question, of which he blatantly ignored me, didn't look at me, didn't acknowledge me. I suppose I asked him about 3 or 4 questions all related to why I got kicked out, and I was just getting no feedback. So then I kind of felt, a bit stupid, a bit embarrassed. People, the whole crowded room had probably seen this. So I left, and I said, okay, maybe I'll get a quiet word before the Taoiseach leaves, and you can see the end of the video. He addresses me by name, says, how are you, Stephen? And
so you know Enda Kenny?
I try and have a word with Enda whenever he's around the town,
Well, if he said hello, Stephen, then he obviously knows you by...
He must do, yeah.
Were you surprised he said hello, Stephen?
I was surprised that he said it and didn't look in my direction, and was happy enough for the guards to kind of keep brushing me to the side and push me away and order me to stay on the footpath and not leave the footpath, which I thought was pretty funny. Your government knows best, stay on the footpath.
But yeah, look, I know where you're coming from here, Stephen, but, at the end of the day, people will say, whether we like it or not, there are rules pertaining to the visit of a Prime Minister or a Taoiseach, and there has to be protocol, and if there's no questions and answers, then that's it. And fair enough, I fully accept that you didn't do it in the public forum, but you did want to do something privately. So you just felt it was just a little bit over the top.
I mean, if somebody can't ask a topical question after that, I didn't interrupt.
Yeah, but I mean, if everybody, goes up to the Taoiseach and asks him a question, sure, he'd be there all day.
I don't know what I meant to do, Tommy. I mean, we're paying €5 million a year to buy this. Well, in 1983, it's this hydrofluorosilicic acid. They class it as a poison. Now, whether it's a poison or whether it's a medicine, because they're putting it in to medicate you to supposedly improve the quality of your teeth. Now, I and nobody else in this country has ever consented to it. And what I'm trying to do is just do the best I can to make people aware of this issue.
Yep.
And to look into the dangers. Now, if that creates hassle like yesterday, where the Taoiseach won't answer a question, a very simple question.
Well, you didn't ask. You didn't get to ask him the question. So, in fairness, he didn't. It wasn't that he didn't answer it. He wasn't asked it.
That's true. Yeah.
So it was a case of you not getting that far, which is, I suppose, the nub of your email to me this morning.
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, Tommy, I was a little bit annoyed, yes. I spent the whole day just getting some information, said I'd like to get a response from the Taoiseach. It was only meant to be an hour in there, it ended up nearly being 3 hours.
Yeah,
so
all right.
It was a waste of a day.
All right, and are you working, Stephen? Did you have to take time off work?
No, I'm not working. I mean, I go to different presentations and I try and bring speakers to town, to Castlebar, and talk about. I mean, it's not a job. I don't make money out of it, but I bring speakers from some parts of the country to give a presentation on different issues. And by the way, we have Kieran Allen, who is from a UCD lecturer, who's coming Tuesday the 8th to talk about the fiscal treaty. He's written a 50-page booklet on reasons to vote no in this fiscal treaty. So if anyone in Castlebar would like to come along, or Mayo, please do.
Okay, have you ever run for public office, people are asking?
No, I don't think it would be for me, but you never know.
Well, sure, if you know the Taoiseach on first name terms, you never know. You might end up being on a Fine Gael ticket yet.
Possibly.
All right.
Anyway.
All right, listen, that's it. Okay, Stephen, thanks a million. Good luck to you. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Tommy.
That's Stephen Kerr with us on the programme this morning in relation to that visit he made yesterday to the Welcome Inn Hotel, which turned out to be, from his point of view, a little bit less than satisfactory, or what he had hoped for.